Nice.
Cool. So these I will have to chop
Yeah.
summer.
Shouldn't be big of a deal, right?
No, yeah, it should be fine. I mean, I can pause it right now. I just have to remember to start it again.
For today. Excellent. So I want to welcome everybody to the Southwest Riverside County Military Affairs Committee meeting here this wonderful October, a couple days before Halloween. It's my favorite holiday, so I'm really excited about that. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick and get the agenda up here. Boom. Thumbs up if everyone can see the agenda. Love it. All right. So we're going to very quickly go around the room because there's some powerhouse, wonderful people here. I want everyone to get a chance to introduce themselves. I see JJ from Pendleton's here. We'll have him do the base update. So JJ, I'm going to skip you on this one as usual. I'll go ahead and start. Mike Monroe, day job is the Marietta-Wildomar Chamber of Commerce here representing the Southwest Riverside County Military Affairs Committee today. Heather, you're up next.
You caught me doing things. Hi, I'm Heather, and I work for the Marietta-Wildomar Chamber of Commerce and Impact Southwest Riverside County. Happy to see you all.
Thank you, Heather. Next up is Amanda.
Hello, everyone. Amanda Fisher. I'm with the Office of Senator Melissa Melendez, and I'm a Gold Star wife.
Thank you, Amanda. Next up is Mike Maples.
Hey, guys. Probably can't hear me.
No, you can.
Oh, hey, guys. Yeah, Mike Maples, Maple Associates. Great to be on board.
Thanks, Mike. Great to see you. Next up is Chief Siebert.
Hey, this is Aaron Siebert. I am a retired Navy chief, 3 deployments to Iraq, hit with a mortar round April of 2006. I represent supporting combat vets through the Warrior Bit Foundation. I work directly for the PTSD Foundation of America, run a podcast called Combat Vet Vision, and I work with a lot of other nonprofits that have done some amazing things for our combat vets. So thank you.
Thanks, Chief. David, I'm going to skip you since you're our presenter. Next up is Greg Thomas.
Good afternoon, all. Greg Thomas, General Manager for Elsinore Valley Municipal Water District and a retired Marine.
Thank you, Greg. Next up, Joe Matthews.
Sorry, working as well. My name is Joe Matthews. I am with Riverside County Workforce Development and Employer Solutions Consultants. So I work directly with businesses to help connect them to employees. And I'm here in Marietta a couple days a week.
Nice. Next up is Kim Niebla.
Hello, my name is Kim. I work at the Marietta-Wildomar Chamber.
Thank you, Kim. Next up is Maurice Garcia.
Hi guys, my name is Maurice Garcia. I'm with Warrior Built. With that is also Marine Vet. With that is I also run a nonprofit as well as Veterans Helping Veterans. I've helped over 1 million vets. With that being said, I did a total of 5 deployments: Fallujah, Iraq, and Afghanistan, and that's about it. So,
thank you, so.
It's not AA. Dang it.
Thanks for next up, counterpart Hilder Sam.
Hey everybody, sorry. I'm having some technical difficulties, as you can see, but I'm here and I'm listening and I'm excited to see all of you.
Thank you, Hilder. Great to have you. Next up is Candace Stewart.
Hi, everybody. I'm Candace Stewart. I'm owner of Royal Beauty Supply in Marietta, California. I'm a military spouse and proud to say my son is actually in Navy boot camp right now. So I'm excited to see what this committee is all about. This is my first meeting.
Thank you and welcome, Candace. Great to have you. All right, next up is Mike Carrillo.
Hi, I'm Mike Carrillo with Navy Federal Credit Union. I'm over here at the Marietta branch location and happy to be here.
Thank you so much, Mike. Great to see you again. Next up is Monique Parker.
Hello there. My name is Monique Parker. I am a Navy veteran, combat vet, Afghanistan, and I run a small business cybersecurity company doing cyber compliance and software development, and also a nonprofit called Ground Zero Resources, where we work to get workforce trained for underserved communities. And that's me.
Awesome. Great to have you, Monique, and welcome. Next up is Rich Lemaster.
Hello, everyone. Rich Lemaster, Lemaster Computer Services. I'm a Cold War Navy vet, and this is my first meeting. Glad to be here.
Great to have you, Rich. Next up is Tara Sampson.
Hello, I'm Tara Sampson. I own Tara Sampson Voice Studio here in Marietta. I teach singing, acting, music theory, auditioning, and public speaking. And I'm also a Navy wife. My husband's currently stationed overseas in Bahrain, working on the USS Sentry as an IDC.
Thank you, Tara. Great to have you. And finally, Mr. Terrence Tucker, bring the energy.
What up, yo? Thank you guys so much for your service. This is like, I'm flattered and humbled to be amongst you guys. I come from a military family. My mom and my dad both served, and I get a chance to serve in my own way using Storm Baseball as this platform. And it's inspired me to start my own nonprofit called Strike Out for a Cause, which is really using baseball as a vehicle to provide memories and experiences for all of our local military families in this area. So thanks for having me. I'm excited to learn more. Let's go. Let's get it.
That's right, T. Love it. Great to see you. All right, so let's roll right into this. I know we've got JJ from Pendleton with the update. JJ, what's going on base there?
Hey, good afternoon. JJ Gamlin from Marine Corps Base Pendleton and Marine Corps Installations West. So just a couple things to note. Everyone can enjoy a quiet weekend in honor of Halloween. So there will be no boom reports or no loud noises and bangs coming from the installation this weekend. But starting Monday, that familiar sound, you may feel the rumbling and hear the noise going into next week. And that's the sound of freedom for anyone that's interested. Moving on, one big exciting thing that we're working here at Pendleton is later on in November, we're going to be hosting the Undersecretary of the Navy, who's coming out here to participate in a charter signing ceremony with the state of California. And really, those are the an energy partnership that we've had going for a handful of years here. So we're renewing that relationship, and really the focus of that is to move forward in a mutual and collaborative way on all the great things that California is doing on the energy front in terms of electrification, storage, and where we can as a DoD and really as a Department of the Navy participate and make ourselves more lethal and better along with the state on that front. So that's towards the end of the month, big ceremony for us in collaboration. Pretty much for Pendleton, that's all I have for today.
Excellent. As always, JJ, thank you for the updates. Some great news there. And I always love to see the pioneering elements in just the energy front that's happening on the installation there. It's pretty fantastic stuff. Love it. All right. So with that, I know Michelle had mentioned that she has an update from March Reserve Base coming. I should have that a little later this afternoon. I'll make sure you guys all get it via email. They've got a lot of things going on up there. So she has not been able to join us, but I will make sure that update comes out a little later this afternoon. So without any further ado, I want to hand this over to our presenter for this current meeting. This is David Mason. He is the Regional Director of Apprenticeship at UCR, specifically UCR Extension. They have some really fantastic programming. Him and I were talking just a couple of weeks ago, and I thought it would be really great to have him here with us today. So David, what's going on?
Thank you, Mike. I hope everyone can hear me. So I appreciate the opportunity to present this afternoon. And I'm going to move as quickly as possible through my presentation so that I can leave ample time for Q&A, because I'm sure that there'll be a lot of questions. And then I think that'll be, the meat of the conversation. And so I'm going to go ahead and actually, before I share my screen, I'll go ahead and give you guys a little bit of background information about me. So I've been at UCR Extension for about 18 months on this apprenticeship opportunity. So it's been very interesting. I was hired like right as the pandemic happened and right as everything closed. And so, it's been challenging, to say the least, to build a program. But now that we're in a time where we have employer engagement, we're trying to increase both employer and participant engagement currently. But prior to my experience, or prior to my position at UCR, I came from the Ventura County Community College District in Ventura and oversaw their pre-apprenticeship programs and worked with adult ed around the county. Also worked for the Office of Education with CTE programs. And so workforce development is one of my passions. So I've been in education for 10 years. So the first 5 was in career development, which is still a passion. And I think career development and CTE go hand in hand. And I really got into education because I'm a first generation former low income student. My parents were agricultural workers, ranch hands, and I didn't know how to navigate the college experience. And so that's kind of sparked my passion to get an education. And it's kind of transformed into, the trades. I have a lot of siblings that are in the trades. I come from a big family, so I have a lot of siblings that are in the trades. And so I'm very passionate about, being in the trades, but also serving veterans. I have friends and family that have served. And so as always, every service department, it's great to see so many people serve in our country, both veterans and military spouses, because we know that military spouses also serve our country as well as veterans. So we appreciate your service. And with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. So if you guys can let me know when you see my screen. And let's get to the presentation. So can you guys see that? All right, so what I'm going to do is, to save a little bit of bandwidth, while I'm presenting, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera, and then during the Q&A, I'll go ahead and turn it back on. All right. So we received this grant at UCR Extension, and we are very new to the apprenticeship model. I personally am not coming from the community college district, but UC Extension we are the first and only UC in our state to receive the Closing the Skills Gap grant. So we are trying to partner with other UCs around the state to provide these great opportunities. And so what I want to do is talk a little bit about the program overview and the grant overview. So it's a $1 million grant where we develop and establish mid and high level apprenticeships in 2 industries, which is the IT and advanced manufacturing sectors. So we have, within the 9 concentrations that we have 4 concentrations in IT, and then we have 5 concentrations in advanced manufacturing. Since these are mid-level manufacturing jobs, they're not CNC and welding type of jobs. They're logistics, supply chain, Lean Six Sigma, which we know supply chain and logistics are very relevant to what's going on in the world right now. And so our concentrations couldn't have come at a better time. And as the regional director, I oversee the Southern California region. So these apprenticeship opportunities, we work with companies and participants in the Inland Empire, which is San Bernardino, Riverside, LA, and Orange counties. We can work outside of these counties if there is opportunity. So we're currently trying to create a contract with Equus, which is Workforce Solutions, to bring these opportunities across the state using the UC DOL apprenticeship model. So this grant is from the Department of Labor. So our target population is anyone that's interested, with priorities to veterans, military spouse, women, people of color, formerly incarcerated individuals, and individuals with disabilities. This is a 4-year grant. However, I'm in the process of trying to submit a modification to the grant due to the pandemic and everything being closed for the last year. And we're pretty confident that it will go through February of 2025 instead of February 2024. So that is good news for us. The participants receive nationally recognized credentials through the Department of Labor, and they also have the UCR brand. So these credentials that they're creating will be that they're receiving will be recognized by the DOL and have that, again, that brand of UCR. Apprenticeships data demonstrates that they lead to higher retention, which is what employers are really looking for, as well as participants. They're really looking to not just get into a job, but have a sustainable career, which is, I think, why I'm sure we've all heard of, everyone call it different, the Great Resignation and so on and so forth. But I think really people are really wanting to rethink about a job and really get into a career and not just a job. We can upskill, reskill, and retain or retrain existing talent or incumbent workers. So we can work with, current employers. They don't have to bring on a green apprentice, but can upskill their incumbent workers. We have a lot of flexibility within the program to meet the employer needs. And all of our programs are ETPL approved, which is employer trainer provider list at the America's Job Center. That is our number. It just makes it easier to navigate Cal Jobs. And if you put our number in there, all of our programs will come up at the America's Job Center. So anyone that qualifies for WIOA will receive no cost education through the WIOA program. All of our programs are under $4,000 with the exception of the boot camps, which are $10,000 because right now they are high and in demand. So those are ones, because they don't meet the threshold of the $8,500 for the training, they're unfortunately not on the employer trainer provider list. We do, however, have a 15% discount built into the grant if anyone doesn't qualify for WIOA, and we have a national partner that has committed to offering $500 of tuition assistance to help with that. That might be increasing to $2,000. So don't share that with anyone yet, but that is, I'm pretty confident that will happen here in the near future. So just a little bit more about the program overview. We need to engage 830 participants. 415 of those have to be enrolled in one of our apprenticeship programs. We need to create 35 new apprenticeships, and a total of 125 employers over the life of the grant need to be engaged. So we are working tirelessly to meet the expectations of the grant. It's a 2,000-hour apprenticeship program, which translates into about a year of full-time work. That is the goal of these apprenticeships. It's to train and retain, not just kind of experiment and hopefully this works out, or let's hire you part-time first and see how you work. So we have a very strong vetting process, and I'll get into that in a little bit in the next few slides. But again, we have customizable program for our employer partners to meet their needs. We have we work with the America's Job Center on another front, which is the on-the-job training, which they provide 50% of reimbursement for the first 480 hours of the employee's training. So all a company or an organization would have to do is basically prove that they're paying the individual through a W-2, and then they would be reimbursed for that 480 hours, which is about the first 3 months. So that really reduced risks and cost on the employer side. And then they're also taking UCR extension coursework. So we enroll them at one course at a time so that they're not overwhelmed. So they are hired and being trained from day one, and then they are enrolled in one course at a time. And all of these concentrations are workforce training programs. So they last anywhere from 3 to 12 months. So this is not a traditional path to education. This is a, employers have said we need skilled workers. So this is preparing the skilled workforce. And hence the name of the grant, Closing the Skills Gap. So we are trying to close the skills gap between what education is providing and what employers need. So this is what I like to call a parallel journey with the employer and the institution. So just to go over some of the employer benefit or the employer's benefits is it grants the opportunity to create a skilled workforce. So we know again that employers are saying there's way too many degrees out there and not enough skills. And it's not just soft skills, but students aren't coming out with the right skills. So again, this is how we're working together to close that gap. Other employers have called it a chasm. So if we can help close that gap or that chasm, that's what we're trying to do. And these next two bullet points go together. So it improves productivity and profitability. It's because in an apprenticeship, you're building trust and loyalty, both with the employer and then with the participant. They're building trust and loyalty together. So it consequently produces higher retention rate. And that's what both parties are looking for. Employers, or it empowers the employer by giving them the ability to create customizable training. So as I mentioned, we can customize the training. So if you feel that 2,000 hours is too long, we can start with 1,000 hours or start with 500 hours. We can do a non-registered apprenticeship. If you want to take that route, we can definitely do that. The benefit with registering your organization through the DOL is that if you're trying to grow your business, and I know that there was several people that have small businesses, it gives you the visibility. Partnering with the DOL, you appear higher on those Google searches and really helps in terms of growing your business. So there are benefits with registering through the DOL. It eliminates the cost of hiring employment staffing agencies. So all of our services are free and no charge to you. So this is something that employers have expressed that they have there's a skills gap crisis, and the DOL is wanting to partner, and UCR is wanting to partner with employers at no cost to you to help train a skilled workforce. And then I'm working with the employer partners to identify mentors. So as I work with employers, we all know that mentorship is critical in sustainability and mentoring and shepherding, the new workforce that's coming up. And so there are ways that we'll work together, create goals, competencies that the apprentice is working toward through on-site and off-site mentorship. So my career services advisor also acts as a mentor to the apprentice through their courses, through maybe challenges they're experiencing with their coursework or at work that maybe they haven't expressed to their employer. We really want to be the liaison that really causes this to be a really great partnership. So now I want to go over the benefit or some of the benefits of the apprentices. So it's the opportunity to earn while you learn. So this is not an internship. So oftentimes internships are no to low pay, where apprenticeships are hired and being paid from day one. So when individuals are hired from day one, there is more commitment, there's more motivation because they are getting paid to be trained. They earn portable, nationally recognized credentials. So we've worked with some employers who are in 3 or 4 states, but they want to train all of their apprentices in California. And then as those opportunities to move to other states come up, then they can transfer to other states within the organization. And the credentials that we offer through DOL are nationally recognized wherever they go. So it is a structured work-based learning model. And also, again, and I mentioned this earlier, the apprentice receives mentorship through the process. And so that's both with a professional on site and then also with Ivan, who is the career services advisor. So mentorship is a critical piece to the apprenticeship model that we're implementing in Southern California. I have to move you guys to the other side of my screen. Apprenticeships, there's career services involved. So, and this is, I'm going to talk here a little bit about the vetting process. So we have, I would say, a strong and robust vetting process. It's not just, are you interested in this apprenticeship? Are you interested in getting a job? But we really meet with these individuals several times, talk to them about what their career strength or their career interests are. We have them take an assessment, which I'll talk about here in the next slide. And we help them with their resume. We help them with their interviewing skills. We help them set goals. We help them create expectations for themselves. So it's a very lengthy process. It's not just, are you interested in apprenticeship? Yes. All right, let me send you to this employer to interview. We really want this program to be successful, but more than that, we want the employers to be successful. We want you to retain your employees. We want you to be satisfied, because we do have to track employer satisfaction, which is information that goes to the DOL. So we want you guys to be satisfied. And then it prepares an apprentice for a career and not just a job, which I talked about a little bit earlier. So we're trying to create with the employer, with the apprentice, long-term sustainable careers. Getting a job just doesn't cut it anymore, right? So people want to know, where does this job lead to? And if it's a job that leads to a career, then that's really what we're trying to do, is we're trying to create careers and career pathways. And so this is the assessment that I talked about. It's called the Strong Interest Inventory. So if any of you have ever heard of it, then you know how great it is. It's not a strengths-based assessment. So if you've taken Strengths Finder or something like that, where it says you're an achiever, learner, that type of thing, this is not that type of assessment. This is a occupational vocational assessment. So it goes into career exploration, career development, employee engagement, and then reintegration. So it gives us really good insight into occupations and industries that an individual is going to not just be successful in, but thrive in. It's going to give us insight into organizational fit and organizational alignment. It's going to give us insight into how an individual works and learns. Do they do better in environments where they're working by themselves? Do they do better in environments where they're working with teams? Or is it a mix of individual and teamwork? So, based on the information, we're not going to send someone that would be doing well, that would do well in automotive to an IT industry. It really gives us good insight into where an individual can be placed. I think a lot of times that individuals get really excited because apprenticeship is now a new buzzword, like, oh, apprenticeship and IT, and oh, I think I'd be really interested in that. But what employers have told me is that they hire people, and about 3 or 4 months later, they lose motivation. They lose their commitment, and then they just quit. And oftentimes that's because people get really excited over a lot of things, right? But they don't know what they're good at. They don't know what occupation or industry they would thrive in. And so this assessment, which only takes about 30 minutes, and then either myself or Ivan, who are certified practitioners to interpret the results, will sit down with each individual and go over their unique results, and then talk more in depth about their occupation, what degree or certificates they might need, what the average pay is, what the daily work activities are. So it's a great vetting tool to really give us, meaning into where an individual will be, really successful. It also helps us with employers So that, again, we're not sending someone that would do really well in automotive to an IT organization. So, and since we've implemented this, and one other thing I'll say about this is, since we've implemented this career assessment back in January, we've experienced 100% retention and then 100% satisfaction with employers, which I think is, the best news that I've heard is 100% satisfaction with employers, because that's who we're really, that's who our target population is, really, to make sure that these apprentices are working out and we're not having high turnover. And so there's a lot of programs out there. We are not a one size fits all. We work with the community colleges. So if we offer, or if the community college offers programs that we don't, we can provide those warm handoffs. So we don't offer welding, aviation, auto, but if we have someone take a career assessment and their results show us that they'd be better suited for one of those programs, we can make those warm introductions. But what sets us apart, because there's so many different options out there, is that UCR is the only UC and the only institution that offers mid and high level apprenticeship opportunities. So the community college offers a lot of entry level welding, auto. A lot of them don't focus on upskilling and reskilling incumbent workers. So that's one way that we're different. Another way that we're different, and according to my knowledge, and I still talk with a lot of community colleges around the state, that we're the only one that offers the strong interest inventory in our program. So that's another way that we set ourselves apart, and an individual might consider our program. We match apprentices with employers that will utilize their strengths. So again, as I mentioned earlier, we're not here just to fill those slots of, oh, we need 830 participants, so we'll just put them in with employers as they come. We're really here to have that match and have that marriage, because we know how critical and how important that is. We offer services that will prepare a candidate for an apprentice, and I know a lot of apprenticeship programs might say they offer that. But we, myself and Ivan, we're certified resume writers. We're certified practitioners for the strong interest inventory. We're certified career coaches. So we have been trained and prepped in how to identify strong candidates, how to help them get into the right industry. So that's something that I would say not all apprenticeship programs have, but it's something that we have and we can offer at UCR Extension. And then finally, here are the prerequisites and the qualifications to get into the program, which is a very short list. So you must be 18 years or older. You must have a high school diploma or equivalent. You must be authorized to work in the United States, and you must be willing to take a strong interest inventory assessment, because that is critical for the success of our program. And so it's very easy. And there is one intake form that an individual will sign, just saying that they are committed to working with us in this program. And so other than that, those are the 4 prerequisites. And so with that, I would like to open it for questions, and I'll turn my camera back on.
Awesome, David. I appreciate you. If I want to remind you at this point, we always promote engaging or engagement, with these presentations here. And, the primary foundation of this is to bring access to, a lot of these resources that may not be of something that you know about. But, David, I know a lot of times when these presentations are happening, we talk a lot about the process and, what the benefits are and things of that nature. Just for my question to you is that, I feel like sometimes as someone who is watching the presentation and wanting to know more about this program, it really helps to know and put faces to names and to an extent, right? So like, for instance, like I know Mike Maples just recently connected with the VBOC and has had great success with navigating, his certifications for government contracting, right? That's a local business that I know that has a face to a name. So, as we're talking about the process of these wonderful programs like this apprenticeship program, who are some of the businesses here locally that, maybe we know as a community that have had tremendous success with this program?
Yeah, so I would say if anyone knows Jawa Technology, who is in the Inland Empire, we've worked with them. The Frozen Bean, if anyone's ever heard of them, they're actually, we're working with them and they're hiring 10 apprentices with us. So they've hired 5 already, are really satisfied with the program. And we're working with them to fill another 5 positions. So I would say those are 2. We've got others that are really interested in engaging with us. We've got IT partners in the Inland Empire who hired 2 coders within our IT concentration. So we've had other employers that have engaged and have thought about it, but they haven't taken that next step yet. But we are I would say those are the 3 most recent employers that have really benefited from this program and are really excited about working with us. And that brings up another point because, I too, one of the future things I'd like to do is bring some employers on my presentation and just to talk about the success of our programs, because I know there's a mix of employers and community, organizations on here, but to hear it from a different perspective, from an employer perspective, to talk about that, I know is also valuable. So that's something that I would like to integrate in the future. But we do have success working with local businesses.
100% satisfaction, you said, which is,
Yes,
is really,
100%
really
satisfaction.
fantastic. I mean, that's even Disneyland has complaints, and that's the happiest place on earth. So, I mean, I feel that, that's definitely something to consider. And, at the end of the day here too, we have, 2 IT businesses that have joined us today that could potentially benefit. And I think one of those things too is that, when it comes to these, especially like UCR level programs, that, we need to understand that, these are applicable to businesses, no matter where you are in the growth stage, right? And even if they're not applicable to you right now, David and I were talking about, just getting introduced to the ecosystem that is the suite of services that are available to you. Because, sometimes, you'll get connected for this apprenticeship and it's like, okay, maybe that doesn't work, but UCR Extension has a myriad of things that kind of spider out, and ultimately there's these great services that too frequently I feel like we leave on the table, especially since they're funded by a lot of times your tax dollars, right? So don't leave those opportunities on the table, because essentially you're paying for a lot of these things. So with that, I haven't seen anything. I got one question here. Are the jobs mostly trades, or are there some career administration management positions as well?
Yeah, so within the apprenticeship, it's just trades. Extension is more trade based, I guess, if I can say that. Within, I guess, outside of apprenticeship, we have 45 other programs that Extension offers that I'd be happy to connect individuals to. And just to name a few, if none of these trades are of interest to you, that we have a micro MBA, we have certificates in healthcare, we have customer service training. There's so many that we have. Those are just a few. I mean, we have banking, we have accounting. There's so many different certificates that we offer, but I'd be happy to make those warm introductions if you're looking for something a little different to improve upon your credentials, or create stackable credentials, or whatever that might be. I'd be happy to make those introductions and get you connected to the right person.
Rad. I love it. And that's, ultimately what this is always about, is that whole face to the name thing, right? It's like now everybody on this call knows David up at UCR Extension. And, even sometimes as we're standing around the campfire talking, workforce comes up or apprenticeship or anything, everyone here knows David at UCR and can make these connections. And as a community, we can grow together and utilize these great resources, right? That's what this is all about. So it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and put up my my email. That's going to be the best way to connect with me for any follow-up questions. If you want me to help you get connected with one of our advisors from one of our other programs, I am all about connecting and making those warm introductions, because I know from my experience, I was on the 9-year plan to the 4-year degree, and so I had a lot of cold introductions, like, oh yeah, go to career services or go to student services. But I'm an advocate of, I will get you connected and create those warm introductions so that you can have the resources and the answers as soon as possible, and I'll introduce you to the right people. Excellent. Thank you, David. Maurice, I see you. What's going on?
Hey, yeah, David, I have a question for you. By any chance, would you be willing, because I do a lot of stuff on Camp Pendleton, is when they're transitioning out, going through the transition center, would you be willing to, either I can do it via Zoom, or with that, would you be willing to go down to Camp Pendleton, sir, to talk about that program, sir?
Yes, absolutely. I want to increase the visibility and awareness of these programs. That's one of the reasons why I was so eager to present today. So anytime I can connect, anytime I can present, whether that's Zoom or in person, at any organization that anyone would think that is beneficial, I'm open to do that. So yes, I would absolutely do that.
In the chat right there, as I put my contact information as well, it's open for everyone. Is with that, let's connect, is with that, is I can come to you. Like Mike has been doing with everybody, is let's do lunch, Dave.
Yeah. Great.
But yeah, let's definitely connect, is because I would also like that with our shop as well. And is with it, is I would like to do, I'm gonna put in quotation, notional town hall meeting with that, is with vets that are out there. I can compile them together and definitely have you come out and talk about that, because I know a lot of individuals that would benefit from that, sir. And I thank you.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Rock and roll. I love it. Monique, I see you. What's going on?
So I have a question. I was just wondering if for the program, are there any IT certifications associated with the apprentice program?
So the way our apprenticeship program works is we can prepare the individual to take the tests, but we can't administer the tests. So this is all in preparation to take those examinations. I'm working with the America's Job Center, who can pay for some of those certifications when they're ready to go take them. But all of our programs are in preparation to take those tests.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good question. All right. Anyone else loving the hand raising today? All right. And forever hold your peace. So I want to thank David for joining us today. Stellar program, stellar guy, stellar opportunities. And one of the things I love most about the group here is that, to some degree, we all know someone that may be able to benefit from this. So I encourage you all to now know David. He's now your friend up at UCR Extension, and connect. I mean, that's again, what this is all about. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the agenda again, just so we can kind of see it. So very quickly, or not very quickly, we have a little bit of time here. We always like to take some of this time here to talk a little bit about what's going on in the community. If there's any needs, any connections, any opportunities for us to work together as a committee. For instance, I know we just had a great Veteran Expo up at Montleone Meadows with Amanda Fisher and Melendez and Hilder with Ciarto's office. So thank you guys for that. And I'd be remiss too if I didn't announce for Raven the Field of Honor thing coming up here too. That's going to be happening Veterans Day week. So if you'd like to learn, has everyone been to the Field of Honor hosted by the Rotary? Yeah, it's a great event. Anyone who's not, David? Yeah, you haven't been there? Should definitely check it out. It's a great event. This year they'll have 2021 flags out on the field. It's really a sight to be seen. It's amazing stuff, and I gotta shout out to the Rotary. So oh, Greg, I missed your question there. Actually, real quick, let me bounce back because I don't want to miss this. And I know since we have David, I want to make sure that we're getting these. Greg had asked David, can vets use the GI Bill for while also being an apprentice?
Yes, I believe so. I haven't had a veteran engage yet and ask that question, but I'm pretty sure they can. But I will double check with my supervisor just to make sure. And I don't know, once I have that information, should I reach back out to you, Mike, or?
I'm happy to put you in touch with Greg over at.
Okay, great. But yeah, I don't think there's an issue. I think you can use the GI Bill because the way UCR extension is funded, we can't. Unfortunately, students can't apply for financial aid, which is why our programs are lower cost than say UCR main campus, and why we partner with WIOA. So I'm pretty confident that veterans can use the GI Bill.
Cool. You definitely want to have that answer before you're going down to Pendleton.
Yeah.
I love it. Thanks, David. All right. Well, any other updates from anybody else? Anything coming up that we know of? Any help anyone needs? Any connections that we can make? What's going on?
I got something.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, is at the shop we're having Quaid Harley Davidson. We're doing a bike ride November 6th. Any of y'all ride motorcycles is with that is kickstands are going up at 10 o'clock. Last stop is going to be at our shop. If you want to come on out, we're going to have food, music. For those, we're going to have it like beer. We're going to have beer there. And it's just a great opportunity is if you ride motorcycles, just have a good time. So as with that is, I believe the donation is $20 for kickstands. And with that being said, is we're going to also be doing some raffles as well. So I thought you guys might like that. I put the little flyer inside in the comment section.
Rad. And if you guys have not been up to Warrior Built yet, I cannot recommend it enough. It's essentially a giant toy chest. They've got all kinds of cool stuff going on up there with building motorcycles. There's a recording studio upstairs. It's just a great way to, what they do for the vets there is truly, truly amazing. So that's right up there, right on the border of Wildomar and Elsinore there. So definitely go check that out. Anybody else?
I just wanted to say, when Maurice refers to our shop, it's the Warrior Built Foundation shop. And it is that incredible. Thanks for that, Mike.
Yeah, no worries. It really is. It's a sight to be seen. It's so cool. Anytime I'm up there on Corydon, I try to swing by. T, what's going on?
Thanks for the opportunity. We actually have Storm Baseball on the November 13th. We're having a Veterans Day, Veterans Benefit Concert. It's free for all our veterans and families locally. We want to really show our support. Also an opportunity for like David and any other like-minded businesses to be a part of it with the vendor table. We can talk offline. Really, this is about creating memories and being a part of the mix. I put the flyer in the chat. It's free. Let's come out, have a good time. It's not on the same day as the event going on in Marietta, so we purposely did that so we cannot conflict. So let me know if I can be of service, and we can have a good time. We got Leonard Skinner, Noise Pollution, and AC/DC tribute band. So it's gonna be a good time.
It's gonna be good. Mike's like, hell yeah.
Terrence, I was wondering, as I asked, if you have a point of contact by any chance, you're
looking at him. Hit me up.
No, I'm asking, do you have like a email or anything that
I'll put it on the group chat right now for everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Heck yeah, my pleasure.
And with that too, I just want to ask everybody is, as we're moving forward here, one of the things that I had requested in the past is, and I'll be sending the email out a little later today, where I'll have like a working roster of everyone that's, been a part of this group. And I would love to be able to have that working roster, essentially have everyone's like contact information on there so we can always be connecting. So I do plan on doing that. I'll send an email out later this week, with the permissions. But if you do have an issue with like your email or anything like that being provided, like just specifically to the Military Affairs Committee, please let me know and I can omit that and ultimately set you up for however you'd like to be connecting. Because I know sometimes, we're in these great meetings and then, 30 minutes while we're eating lunch afterwards, like, damn, I should ask David X, Y, or Z or whatever it is. So, because, at the end of the day here, that's, what we're about more than anything else is connecting and bringing access to these things. So, with that, anyone else got any updates? All right, forever hold your peace. I'm kicking some butt. So again, I want to remind you guys of some of the cool stuff that's happening down here Veterans Day week with the Field of Honor. I'd be remiss if I didn't shamelessly plug them because it is a sight to be seen. There's a lot of cool things that are going on. If you have things that want to be promoted, let us know. We will share it on the social media. We also have access to the smorgasbord that is essentially disseminated into San Diego through the San Diego Veterans Coalition as well. So we can get a lot of these events promoted for you if you would like to. So as always, we're here to help on that accord. So with that, our meeting next month will be the 18th of November. So it's going to be a week early because of Thanksgiving, right? So make sure you adjust the new registration that we sent out, and there will be no meeting in December. But I do encourage you, while there won't be a traditional MAC meeting in December, we will begin to put together what we're starting as the working groups moving into 2022, focused specifically again on entrepreneurship, employment, public and government affairs, and then finally resources. These will be task-based groups, much more micro groups, specifically focused on doing some real trackable, tangible good in the community next year. So if you'd like to be a part of that, or even if you'd like to be considered for a leadership position, talk to me and Hilder. We'll have the discussion and we'll make some magic, guys. We'll make some magic. So on that note, any final updates for the good of the cause? No, that's fun to say, for the good of the cause, right? Very percussive. All right, done being goofy. I've had way too much caffeine. I will get off your screen. I love you all. Thank you all for your service as always, both to your country and your community. I will see you next month on the 18th. See you.
Sounds good.
Thanks again.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.